The Mississippi Department of Transportation and the Federal Highway Administration welcome you to this public hearing. This video provides a brief overview of the proposed I-20 reconstruction within the Vicksburg area. Its goal is to let you see how this reconstruction might affect your driving movements. After watching, please take a moment to let us know your thoughts by completing a comment sheet or speaking with one of the project team staff members. Thank you. I-20 within the Vicksburg area was constructed between 1963 and 1973. Now, much of it no longer meets current design requirements. In order to increase safety and mobility for the traveling public, the Mississippi Department of Transportation, or MDOT, recommends reconstructing most of the interstate, interchanges, and frontage roads along this route. Due to the complexity and overall cost, MDOT recommends the reconstruction be completed in phases by several projects. To maintain heavy traffic volumes, the projects are being planned in a sequence that will allow each project to function independently and maintain connectivity throughout the entire route. Two build alternatives are being presented at this meeting. They have very similar concepts for reconstructing the mainline interstate and the interchanges. The proposed reconstruction for both alternatives will include improving the frontage roads and placing them in one-way operation. I-20 traffic will then be detoured to the frontage roads while the mainline lanes of interstate are closed for reconstruction. After the mainline interstate is reconstructed and reopened to traffic, Alternative B will retain the frontage roads in one-way operation, while Alternative C will return the frontage roads to two-way operation. Due to time constraints, this video presents only Alternative B that will retain the one-way frontage road. For more information on the two-way frontage road Alternative C and the differences in the two alternatives, please see the project team representatives after you view this video. As we discuss each project, you will notice some areas of the roadway highlighted in red and green colors. Red indicates new construction or improvements to the existing roadway. Green indicates new bridge construction or improvements to existing bridges. Project 1 will raise the Indiana Avenue Bridge over I-20 to provide additional clearance over the interstate to satisfy current requirements. This project will not change traffic movements. Project 2 will reconstruct I-20 from the east side of the Washington Street-Warrenton Road interchange through the west side of the Halls Ferry Road interchange. The project includes the reconstruction of the U.S. Highway 61 South interchange and most of the Halls Ferry Road interchange. This construction will dramatically improve access to and from I-20 for U.S. Highway 61 South and Halls Ferry Road motorists. Instead of taking a left exit to enter U.S. Highway 61 South, drivers traveling westward on I-20 toward the Mississippi River will exit to the right onto a new bridge that will take them up and over all lanes of I-20 and directly on to U.S. 61 South. Drivers traveling eastward on I-20 will experience only a slight change due to design improvements in the existing right exit ramp to U.S. 61 South. For drivers traveling northward on U.S. 61 wanting to go west on I-20 towards the Mississippi River, a bridge will be constructed over the interstate and loop to the right, enabling drivers to enter I-20 in the outside lane. This improvement will make access to the Washington Street-Warrenton Road interchange much safer by eliminating the existing entrance ramp onto the inside lane of I-20. Travelers on U.S. 61 bound for I-20 East will now exit U.S. 61 in the left two lanes, passing beneath the new bridge provided for the U.S. 61 North to I-20 West maneuver, and then enter the two outside lanes of I-20 East. The outside lane will be dropped as an exit only at Halls Ferry Road. Traffic in the adjacent lane can exit or continue east on I-20. At the Halls Ferry Road interchange, improvements in Project 2 will include construction of a new entrance loop to I-20 westbound, replacing the existing I-20 west entrance ramp. Travelers northbound on Halls Ferry Road, destined for I-20 west, will travel over the interstate and exit from the outside lane onto the new loop and enter I-20 west in the outside lanes. Drivers traveling southbound on Halls Ferry Road from downtown Vicksburg, destined for I-20 West, will make a left turn onto the new loop. Project 3 will reconstruct and widen the north and south frontage roads to 3 lanes between the Halls Ferry Road and the Indiana Avenue interchanges. Project 4 will reconstruct I-20 from the Halls Ferry Road interchange to the Indiana Avenue interchange. This project will convert the frontage roads between these two interchanges to one-way operation. It will also include reconstruction of the portion of the Halls Ferry Road interchange that was not included in Project 2 and reconstruction of the western portion of the Indiana Avenue interchange. Drivers traveling south on Indiana Avenue destined for I-20 West will turn right on the North Frontage Road and then quickly exit the frontage road to the reconstructed on-ramp and enter I-20 West. Drivers traveling north on Indiana Avenue destined for I-20 West will cross over I-20, then turn left on the North Frontage Road and then access the reconstructed I-20 West on-ramp. Travelers southbound on Indiana Avenue destined for the South Frontage Road between Wisconsin Avenue and Indiana Avenue will turn right onto the North Frontage Road and proceed to slightly east of the Halls Ferry Road interchange, where a circulation loop beneath I-20 connecting the North and South Frontage Roads will be provided. After crossing beneath I-20, travelers can proceed east on the South Frontage Road to their destination. Drivers traveling east on I-20 exiting to Indiana Avenue will exit on the right and travel on a new ramp to an intersection with the South Frontage Road, where a traffic signal will be provided. These exiting drivers will then proceed east on the South Frontage Road to Indiana Avenue. Drivers traveling north or south on Halls Ferry Road that desire to proceed east on I-20 towards Jackson will experience only a slight change in the reconstructed entrance ramp. The entry maneuver to I-20 will utilize the existing ramp corridor, but additional length will be provided to aid the on-ramp traffic in their acceleration and merging. Drivers traveling on Halls Ferry Road destined for the North Frontage Road between Wisconsin Avenue and Halls Ferry Road will turn on to the reconstructed on-ramp to I-20 East. They will then exit the ramp onto the South Frontage Road and proceed slightly east to the new circulation loop connecting the South and the North Frontage Roads. After crossing beneath I-20, travelers can proceed west on the North Frontage Road to their destination. The current exit location to Halls Ferry Road from I-20 West will remain. However, the exit ramp will be reconstructed to meet current design standards. Project 5 will reconstruct and widen the North and the South Frontage Roads to 3 lanes between Indiana Avenue Interchange and the old SR-27. Project 6 will construct some of the frontage roads, collector-distributor roads, and bridges between old SR-27 and the eastern side of the Clay Street US 80 interchange. The project will widen the northbound lanes of Clay Street US 80 within the interchange, close the southbound lanes, and route both directions of Clay Street US 80 traffic on the widened northbound lanes. The ramp and flyover bridge from Clay Street southbound to I-20 East will be removed. This project will also include slightly relocating and reconstructing the I-20 East exit ramp for US 80 to accommodate closing the I-20 East right exit loop to Clay Street. Drivers desiring to proceed south on Clay Street through the interchange will travel on the widened northbound lane corridor. Travelers southbound on Clay Street from downtown that want to proceed either east on I-20 towards Jackson or north on US 61 towards Redwood will travel south on Clay Street US 80 to the US 61 North SR-27 signalized intersection, turn left, and then make a quick right onto the I-20 East interchange ramp or proceed straight ahead to US 61 North. Drivers traveling east on I-20 that desire to proceed on US 80 will experience only a slight change in the relocated and reconstructed exit ramp. Travelers proceeding east on I-20 desiring to exit on Clay Street for downtown or the Military Park will take the relocated, reconstructed US 80 exit ramp to the Clay Street US 80 signalized intersection, turn left, and proceed straight through the interchange. Drivers traveling east on the I-20 South Frontage Road to the road servicing Vicksburg factory outlets, Clay Street, US 80, or I-20 East will cross over SR-27 and the KCS Railroad, then turn right to the Vicksburg factory outlets area, or continue east past the exit to enter the I-20 East exit ramp to Clay Street, US 80, where these drivers can then turn left to Clay Street, proceed straight to I-20 East, or turn right to US 80. Drivers wanting to access Clay Street, I-20 East, or US 80 from Vicksburg factory outlets will no longer have to use Berryman Road. These drivers can continue west on the City of Vicksburg's frontage road and turn right onto the I-20 South Frontage Road, which is one-way eastbound. From this frontage road, the drivers will enter a new exit ramp from I-20 East and proceed to an intersection with Clay Street US 80, where they can turn left to Clay Street, proceed straight to I-20 East, or turn right to US 80. Project 7 will complete the reconstruction of I-20 between the Indiana Avenue interchange and the eastern side of the Clay Street US 80 interchange. The project includes completion of the Indiana Avenue interchange and most of the Clay Street US 80 interchange. The north frontage road will be extended to the east over Old SR 27 and the Kansas City Southern Railroad as a collector-distributor road. The south frontage road will also be extended to the east over Old SR 27 and the Kansas City Southern Railroad, providing access to Vicksburg factory outlets, and continue easterly as a collector-distributor road. The frontage roads and the collector-distributor roads will have one-way operation. Drivers traveling north on Indiana Avenue desiring to proceed east on I-20 towards Jackson will turn right onto the south frontage road and then quickly exit the frontage road onto a reconstructed I-20 east on-ramp. Drivers traveling north on Indiana Avenue destined for the north frontage road between Old SR 27 and Indiana Avenue will turn right on the south frontage road and proceed east almost to Porter's Chapel Road, where a circulation loop beneath I-20 will connect the north and south frontage roads and align with a new connector to Port's Chapel Road. After crossing beneath I-20, travelers can proceed west on the north frontage road. Drivers traveling east on I-20 desiring to exit at Clay Street US 80 will exit to the South Collector Distributor Road, travel over Old SR 27 and the Kansas City Southern Railroad on the new bridge, and then exit onto a ramp that will intersect Clay Street US 80 at a signalized intersection. Drivers traveling south on Clay Street from downtown Vicksburg destined for the south frontage road between Port's Chapel Road and the Vicksburg factory outlets will turn right and proceed west on the North Collector Distributor Road over the KCS Railroad and Old SR 27 to where the North Collector Distributor Road becomes the North Frontage Road. Slightly west of Old SR 27, these drivers will turn left onto a circulation loop beneath I-20 that connects the north and south frontage roads and aligns with a new connector to Port's Chapel Road. After crossing beneath I-20, these travelers can proceed east on the south frontage road. Drivers traveling west on I-20 that desire to exit at Indiana Avenue will exit to the right on a new ramp that will merge with the North Frontage Road. The North Frontage Road Indiana Avenue intersection will be signalized and provide for movements in all directions. Drivers traveling southbound on Clay Street from downtown Vicksburg that desire to proceed west on I-20 will proceed on the reconstructed and widened section of Clay Street US 80 to the north side of I-20. Turn left at a signalized intersection with the loop ramp to access the North Collector Distributor Road. Proceed west on the new Collector Distributor Road over Clay Street US 80 and exit the Collector Distributor Road to an I-20 on-ramp that enters the outside lane of I-20 West. Drivers traveling west on I-20 from Jackson to a destination on Clay Street in downtown Vicksburg or a destination on the 5-lane section of US 80 between I-20 and SR 27 will exit to the right on to the new North Collector Distributor Road and then exit the Collector Distributor Road to the right on a partially reconstructed Clay Street US 80 ramp. At a new ramp signalized intersection with Clay Street US 80, drivers will turn right for their Clay Street downtown destination or left for their US 80 destination. Drivers traveling north on the 5-lane section of US 80 desiring to proceed east on I-20 towards Jackson will turn right to a new on-ramp and enter I-20 east in the outside lane. Drivers traveling north on the 5-lane section of US 80 desiring to proceed west on the North Collector Distributor Road and North Frontage Road will proceed north underneath the Interstate on the joint Clay Street US 80 corridor and turn left on the north side of the interchange to the North Connector Distributor Road. Project 8 will reconstruct I-20 between the Clay Street US 80 interchange and the eastern limit of the US 61 North SR 27 interchange, reconstruct the segment on the eastern side of the Clay Street US 80 interchange not included in Project 7, extend the North Collector Distributor Road to the eastern limit of the US 61 North SR 27 interchange on an alignment incorporating the reconstructed westbound lanes as part of the North Collector Distributor Road. Construct 2 new I-20 eastbound and westbound lanes in the median. Reconstruct the existing I-20 eastbound lanes as a South Collector Distributor Road. Reconstruct US 61 to the north of the US 61 North Clay Street interchange, and reconstruct SR 27 to the south of the US 61 North SR 27 interchange to US 80. The project will place the frontage roads and the collector distributor roads in one-way operation. Drivers traveling on I-20 west from Jackson who want to proceed south on SR 27 towards Utica will exit to the North Collector Distributor Road. Take the first exit ramp from the Collector Distributor Road to a signalized intersection with US 61 North SR 27 where a left turn is required. Drivers traveling on US 61 southbound from Redwood who want to proceed west on I-20 towards the Mississippi River Bridge will exit on to a new ramp to enter the North Collector Distributor Road. These drivers will continue west on the Collector Distributor Road and travel over Clay Street US 80 on a new bridge before exiting the Collector Distributor Road and entering I-20 west. Drivers traveling on I-20 east from the Mississippi River Bridge who want to proceed on US 61 north towards Redwood will exit the South Collector Distributor Road east of Clay Street US 80. These drivers will continue east on the Collector Distributor Road over the KCS Railroad and Clay Street US 80. After traveling underneath the new US 61 and SR 27 bridges over the interstate, the drivers will exit the Collector Distributor Road onto a loop ramp that provides a right entry to US 61 North. Drivers traveling on I-20 east from the Mississippi River Bridge who want to proceed south on SR 27 towards Utica will also exit to the South Collector Distributor Road east of Clay Street US 80. These drivers will continue east on the Collector Distributor Road over the KCS Railroad and Clay Street US 80, and then take a right exit from the Collector Distributor Road to enter SR 27. Drivers traveling northbound on SR 27 from US 80 who want to proceed west on the North Collector Distributor Road will travel over I-20 on a new bridge to a signalized intersection where a left turn will be required to a ramp connector. The connector will enable these drivers to enter the ramp in the northwest quadrant of the interchange in an added lane, proceed southwest on the interchange ramp, and then enter the North Collector Distributor Road. Drivers traveling southbound on US 61 from Redwood who want to proceed east on I-20 towards Jackson will travel over the interstate to an intersection where a left turn will be required to enter the ramp in the southeast quadrant of the interchange. The drivers will then enter the South Collector Distributor Road and remain on the South Collector Distributor Road as it proceeds east and merges with I-20 east. Drivers traveling northbound on SR 27 from US 80 who want to proceed east on I-20 towards Jackson will make a right turn slightly north of US 80 to the reconstructed ramp in the southeast quadrant of the US 61 North SR 27 interchange. The drivers will then enter the South Collector Distributor Road and remain on the South Collector Distributor Road as it proceeds east and merges with I-20 east. In closing, the one-way and two-way frontage road alternatives, Alternative B and C respectively, are identical from the Mississippi River Bridge extending east to Halls Ferry Road and from Clay Street, US 80, extending to the east of US 61 North, SR 27. For both alternatives, the frontage road collector distributor road system must be placed in one-way operation and function as a detour for interstate traffic while the adjacent interstate lanes are reconstructed. The main difference in the two alternatives are the reconstruction of the Indiana Avenue interchange and the reconstruction of the mainline interstate and frontage roads between Halls Ferry Road and Clay Street, US 80. For Alternative C, the two-way frontage road alternative, the frontage roads will be restored to two-way traffic operations after the adjacent intersection reconstruction is completed and the frontage roads are no longer used as detours for interstate traffic. For Alternative B, the one-way frontage road alternative, the frontage roads will not return to two-way traffic operation after the adjacent interstate reconstruction is completed. Due to time constraints, only the one-way frontage road Alternative B is presented in this video. Members of the project team are available in the other room to answer your questions and discuss your comments. In particular, project team representatives are available to discuss the two-way frontage road concept, the differences in the two-way and the one-way frontage road concepts, and the advantages and disadvantages of each. Please remember to complete your comment sheet and either return it to us at this meeting or mail it to us later. The MDOT, FHWA, and the consultant team representatives of Neal Schaefer Incorporated thank you for your input and attendance at this hearing.